I've had this video on my to create list for a while, and now I'm finally making it. So for self-publishing authors, is joining the Alliance of Independent Authors worth it? Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Kay Williams. I'm an author and I love sharing my insights about all things books and publishing with you. Before I get into the details about today's topic, don't forget to hit subscribe. You'll be notified when I put out new videos every week about publishing, making a career to being an author, and now being a mompreneur. Once again, I'm doing this disclaimer in the front of all my videos. I've been self-publishing since 2015. The majority of videos on this channel are about self-publishing and answering those niche questions. If you've been following me for a while, then you know last year in 2023, I signed with an agent and we're working to get my first book traditionally published on that side of the house. So I'm letting you know at the beginning of each video who this is for. Because I'm talking about the Alliance of Independent Authors, today's video is really targeted towards self-publishing authors and authors who want to self-publish, but I am open to the idea of looking into some of the professional organizations that usually cater to traditionally published authors, like the Authors Guild, but I know they also support indie authors too. So if you want to see me test out that membership as well and report back, leave a comment below so I know to do that. But today we're talking about the Alliance of Independent Authors, commonly known as ALLi. This is a professional organization for self-publishing authors or author publishers or indie authors or whatever name you call yourself. They'll accept you. So they have 3 different tiers to their membership. They have Associate, which is somebody who's not yet self-published, but you're working towards that. The Author level, that's my level. And then they have the Authorpreneur level. That's for people who have way more books out than I do and make way more money on their books than I do. Now, the pricing for each tier does change over time, so I'm not going to say that in the video, but if you go to their website, you can obviously see the prices. It does go up in cost based on your level and where you are career-wise, which I think is nice. Currently, I pay $119 a year for my membership at the author level, and y'all know I am frugal. If you've watched my channel at all, you know I do not pay for something unless I have to. Royalties are razor thin, and if I'm investing in this, then there has to be a pretty good indicator that it's worth it. So when I say that I first signed up in 2020, 2021, the years bleed together, and that I've continued my membership, hopefully that's a good indicator to you that I definitely have found enough value in it and that you'll give it a try. Now, when I initially signed up, I had one specific reason, and it was at the time Ingram Spark uploads and revision codes. So at the time, Ingram Spark still charged for every upload and revision. Now they've changed it where uploads are free and revisions still have a cost to it. But when I signed up, I still had to pay for all of it. So I specifically signed up for ALLi to get the discount codes because with the number of books I had, and that I knew I was going to be putting out, I knew I needed those codes because if I had a paperback and hardcover for a book coming out, and then I needed to update the front matter of other books to list that book, or if there were slight tweaks or revisions, I knew I would easily go through the 5 codes a month that they were offering at the time. Now the number of codes has changed since then, obviously because Ingram Spark has changed their cost structure. But at the time, the amount of money that I saved just on those discount codes more than paid for my annual membership. And at that point, any other benefit was just gravy to me. One thing ALLi is very good about saying is like, don't just join for one specific benefit because benefits do change over time, companies change over time. And I'm actually really glad that I did join because of the additional benefits I got. I think I still get more than enough value from it. And now I see it as like all the other benefits I get the value from, and then the discount codes are the gravy. What I do also get from the membership and what you would also get from membership that I hadn't counted on was the ability to join the members only forum. Now that forum used to be on Facebook. It's now on a private site. It is so helpful. I will say I'm not somebody to spend a lot of time lurking on forums, wasting time on forums, like if I'm going to have a specific question, but every time there have been new terms and conditions from different platforms or just some issue in the self-publishing world, I can go to the forum and see like what level of panic should I be? Is ALLi on it? And most of the time they're already on it. They're already aware. They already have answers or, hey, we already have a contact in with this company. We'll let you know. They are really great at advocating for independent authors. Like individually, we would get nowhere negotiating terms, but ALLi can come to the table and say, excuse me, I represent a lot of authors who make a lot of money for you and we need to talk about these new items. So they are doing a really solid job with that. They also put on webinars and presentations that I think are really value added, especially if you are trying to make this your full-time job. You really want to know what's going on in your industry, what's coming down the pike that you need to be figuring out. They do have a watchdog list of individuals or businesses that maybe have had issues or maybe less than above board in their practices. So that's really great. And then they have a directory of partners that they've also vetted and approved. As an indie author, we get spam emails all the time, people promising this or that review or this ranking or all the things. As an ALLi member, I can always double check before I engage with a company. And that is a huge time and money savings. And also like the emotional drain of getting ripped off would be horrible. So I'm really glad that I can always check. So I was able to not only attend their self-publishing conference. Now, the self-publishing conference is free, whether you're a member or not. However, it's live. So if you miss that weekend, if you're busy, if you have in-laws in town or whatever, you can't make it. If you're not a member, that's it. You've missed it. If you are a member, you can go back and rewatch as long as you need to, which is really great. And I was able to present at the conference, which was great. I think there's a certain level of like, oh, you've joined this professional organization and like being taken seriously in your profession. And I do think it absolutely helped to nudge me into getting a speaking opportunity with NINC, which was on like my bucket list. So that was awesome. So it's made it easier to pitch myself to podcasts. It's made it easier to be a professional in the self-publishing space. So that's been really great. They also have ebooks on different specific items like getting book options, children's books, like just a vast library of like very niche knowledge. So I definitely think it's worth the investment. Aside from whatever discount codes you get, just the actual value that they bring is there. And so what I want to say is that other things I've listed that have been really beneficial to me, that is like scratching the surface of the value that they offer. The things that I find really beneficial, you may say like, well, I don't find that beneficial, but all these other things you didn't mention, I do find really beneficial. So I definitely would recommend, I have the link below, go check out their website, check out their other benefits, ask other indie authors in the space who are members what they think and the value that they're getting. And I do think it's worth it. Yeah. Now, I do have a link below where you can sign up for the Alliance of Independent Authors, which is really great to do now ahead of the self-publishing conference. So that way you can get access to the playback because it can be information overload to even try to do it all in one weekend. So I highly recommend that. If you have any questions for me about ALLi, about other professional organizations, or any other organizations you want to hear me report back on, please let me know in the comments below. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, or maybe even hit that shiny new thanks button. That tells YouTube you got value from this information, and then they can put it in front of other authors like us. Now you can get back to writing your book.